Hi everybody, welcome to the next in my series of Updated for 2024 Beginner's Guide to Modding PC DayZ Community Servers. And in this one, we're going to be talking about what to do when things go wrong. Where can you get your original files from? How can you get your server working again if it doesn't work? Before we start though, just want to remind everybody that this is a series of videos, so in the description below this one you'll see a link to this playlist, which is all of the videos in this updated for 2024 list. You'll also see a next and a previous link, because I'm trying to record these in somewhat of a logical order, so if you're new to all this, each video kind of builds on the other in terms of knowledge and skills that you need. And also you'll find a link to my console modding community server guide as well, if you're coming at this from a console side, because some things are a bit different. Most of it is very similar, but some things are a bit different. So what do you do? So you've got your server and it stops working, so you can't access it, say into the going into the server browser, you can't find it. Maybe even you've been doing what I suggested as you go along, so you've been trying things on your local server and things just stop working. So what do? Well, the first thing with an online server is just to try a couple of restarts. Just see if you can get things going again. The next thing I would say to do is, although we haven't covered these things in this series of videos yet, we are going to be covering Steam Workshop mods soon as well. And so what I would then say is, if you've got any mods working, especially if you've just installed a mod and your server stopped working, remove that particular mod. If that still doesn't work, maybe try removing all of the mods, just restart and just see if the server starts and you can access it, and then start adding the mods back once, one at a time, just to see if that happens to you. Find the one that's causing a problem, and then you can go on to the mods Steam Workshop page and have a look if anybody else is having the same problem. Go into their Discord, see if there's been some sort of update that is stopping the mod work, or making the mod stop the game and your server working, which can happen more times than you would think as well. But if after all of this you're still kind of stuck and it seems like things are messed up, especially if you've been modding your XML files, and we've done quite a lot of that in these videos, you may well need to replace your mission files. So if, for example, we go into the file browser, you've probably been messing around with your CFG gameplay.json, you've been messing around with your types.xml, you've been messing around with your events.xml, and all these different files. However, what you'll see in the description below this video is a link to the DayZ Central Economy GitHub repository. And if you click on the code button and download the zip, what I would recommend you do is, on your computer, you then have a list of all of the updates. So for example, on my computer I have a folder for all the updates. So we're currently working on update 1.25, and you just extract here, and here they are. So I can go to dayzoffline.churnerous+, and these are all of the vanilla files. So I can just go through and I can go into the DB directory and I can just re-upload the vanilla types file, and then we can see if that was a problem and get that working. This is especially useful in situations where things start spawning incorrectly, like you get cars spawning at water pumps and things don't seem to be going quite right, or CFG spawnable types is a great one that's easy to change. So you could replace that one. I kind of missed out a step in the fact that I'm assuming that as you've been going along and you've been editing all of your files, you've been using an XML editor for the .xmls and a JSON validator for the JSONs, and making sure that if there's any mistakes, you've been changing them. But you'd be surprised. Go back to vanilla and just start building your server again with your customized files. So you're in a situation where you can fire up, you can access it, and then you can start adding the mods back in as well. I've got a couple of more nuclear, as we like to say, options as well. You could always go to restore backup, and if you knew that a particular server was working a couple of days ago, you could restore to that particular setting. That may well sort things out. This is a setting that will delete all progress. So what you can do is that, let's say you go back and you do restore everything to vanilla, but things still don't seem to be working, and you're like, well, okay, at this moment we're either going to have to reinstall or what you could do is if you delete the storage folder, that will delete everybody's progress, all the loot will be gone, all the zombies, all the buildings, everything like that will be gone. And then when you restart the server, the game does the storage again, and you'll have a blank server but with the existing mission files that you've got. So if you've got lots of modded mission files, that can help. And then you see if that works. Or if things go really, really bad, you just do a reinstall and it's like you're getting a fresh server, but then you've got to start completely from fresh. In my situations, the most common solution that works for me when I have a problem is to re-upload the vanilla files. So I just think, right, what files have I been working on? Let's replace those with the vanilla files. So they go back to, we know what is a working file, and then do a server restart, and then go into what I wanted to do again to do it. I guess the final thing I'd say as well is that when we're working on PC community servers and we're working with Steam Workshop mods, there is an awful lot of things that can go wrong, and the more mods that you add to your server, the more chances there are of things going wrong. In terms of mods can often interfere with each other and they don't work with each other, and different combinations of mods can cause different problems. So for one person who's running a particular, I don't know, like DayZ Dog or something like that, and another one that's running a helicopter mod like RFSS or something, they might work fine separately, but for some reason when you put them together, your server stops working. Or it could be because there's another mod that you're running, like an admin mod, that's interfering with them. So fault finding can be very difficult. So having that basic level of fault finding, of going back to vanilla first, then adding things back in, and having an overriding principle of less is more and not going crazy with lots of different mods, will stand you in good stead to have a stable and a fun to manage server that isn't always letting you down. Okay, so there we go. Hopefully this video has been useful. If you've got some other ideas, I'm sure people are much better at recovering servers than I am, please put them in the comment section down below. And of course, hit like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more of the same, and I'll see you again soon.